Hey guys, a year ago I did a video on the four faces of the cherubim in the vision of Ezekiel and how they related to the four gospels and the full embodiment of who Christ is as the suffering servant, as divine, as the Son of Man, the second Adam, and as the Lion of the tribe of Judah, his permanent eternal kingship. So I'm just going to give you a few verses that confirm that the Old Testament is the New Testament concealed. So let's look over in Ezekiel and see what his vision was. He's having a dream here. And it says, also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of four living creatures. And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and every one had four faces, and every one had four wings. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot. And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. And they had the hands of a man under their wings on their four sides, and they four had their faces and their wings. Their wings were joined to one another. They turned not when they went. They went every one straight forward. So they would go this way, this way, this way, or this way without turning, because there was a face on each side. As for the likeness of their faces, they four had the face of a man, the face of a lion on the right side. They four had the face of an ox on the left, and they four had the face of an eagle. This represents all four parts of Christ. Let's go over to Matthew is the gospel that focuses on Jesus's genealogy and his eternal kingship, his kingdom being an eternal kingdom through the line of David. Let's look at Isaiah 11. Now this is represented by the face of the lion that Ezekiel saw. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse. That's the father of David, the king. And a branch shall grow out of his roots. And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and of the fear of the Lord. And shall make him quick understanding in the fear of the Lord. And he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears. But with righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. And righteousness shall be the girdle of his loins, and faithfulness the girdle of his reign. The wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard lie down with the kid. This is about the millennial kingdom. So let's go over to Revelation 5:5. And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, that's Jesus Christ, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the seven seals thereof. Now that is the focus of the book of Matthew, the Gospel of Matthew. Let's see, I've got these numbered here. Now, I did this a year ago, but I've got so many new viewers now. I've got 5,000 more viewers than I had at the time I made this video. I really wanted to strengthen the faith of the viewers. Now, number 2 I have is the eagle. The eagle represents the divinity of Jesus, John 1. And this is represented in the Gospel of John. He focuses primarily on the divinity, the pre-existence, and the eternality of Jesus Christ as the Word who created all things. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God, and all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. He's talking about John the Baptist. The same came for a witness to bear witness of the light, that all men through him might believe. Okay? To believe who? The light. He's not the light, but he's shining. He's sending people to the light. Okay? He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. This is the voice of Elijah, the voice of one crying in the wilderness. Okay? That was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came unto his own, and his own received him not, talking about the nation of Israel. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become sons of God, even to them that would believe on his name. See, he said, there's more that I need to bring into the sheepfold. He was talking about the non-Jews, okay? Which were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father. That means without peer, without parallel, full of grace and truth. So the eagle represents Jesus' divinity and eternality. You'll hear things like how God gives Israel the wings of a great eagle to help her in her place. This is, there's many places where it talks about God being referred to as like an eagle or eagle's wings, or he spreads his wings to help his people. And you'll see that a lot. Now, number 3 is the ox. This is the other face of the cherub. This is the suffering servant. This is Jesus coming to suffer for us, okay? Remember, he said, my yoke is easy, my burden is light. Come to me, all who labor, all who work and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. See, he did the work for us. Isaiah 53, who hath believed our report? And to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. He has no form or comeliness, and when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. He doesn't come in riches and, like some king they would expect, all right? He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. What does it say? That Christ became a curse for us so that we can become the blessing, okay? It says, for cursed is everyone who hangs on the tree. The Muslims really go crazy with that. See, he's not God, or he's not true, because everyone that's on there, he wouldn't be cursed. They don't understand that he became a curse for us willingly, so that we could become the righteousness of God. He became sin for us who knew no sin, so we can become the righteousness of God in him. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. Okay? That's the suffering servant. That's the ox that has the yoke on his neck. Can you see that? That's very clear in Isaiah 53, and you can go on on that. Now, this one is Luke. This is the face of man, all right? The Son of Man, the second Adam. Remember, we're told, as by one man's disobedience, Adam all died, and all were made sinners. Through one man, Christ, God in the flesh, all may live. See, he's the second Adam. That's what Luke is about. He's the Son of Man. Let's hear him talk about himself in Mark as the Son of Man. Let's do that first, and then we'll go over to Daniel and see what he's talking about. Mark 14:62, and Jesus said, I am. Now, usually when he said I am, people fell on the ground. When they came to arrest him, they said, who do you seek? He said, Jesus of Nazareth. And Jesus responded, I am. Bam! That truth that he is, that he is. He's the I am of the Old Testament. Made every one of them fall down on the ground. You'd think that would have stopped them, but it didn't. The I am he is italicized, meaning they're trying to clarify correct English, but that's not what he said. He said, I am. All right, and like when he said, before Abraham was, I am. All right, I am. And ye shall see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power and coming on the clouds of heaven. Now, why did the Pharisees want to kill him? Well, let's look over to Daniel. They knew exactly what Jesus was saying when he said that. All right? The Muslims try to say, you said Son of Man, not Son of God. They don't get that saying Son of Man means he is the Son of God. If they looked over in Daniel, they'd see that. And this is Daniel 7:13. And I saw in the night visions, and behold, now apparently there's many more verses that can support this. This is just what popped into my head based on the information I was trying to give you to support that the four Gospels do represent the four faces of the cherubim. I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man. So that's the form he had, a human. Came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, the Father, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. Okay, so that is represented, let me see where I have that, by Luke, the Son of Man, the second Adam. So I just wanted to show you guys that the Old Testament is absolutely the New Testament concealed. And the New Testament is the Old Testament revealed. And I really love this. I love anything that confirms who Christ is and the fullness of who he is. I could have given you a million verses on every single one. Him as the eagle, as divine. Him as the ox, as the suffering servant. Him as the man, the Son of Man, the second Adam. And the lion of the tribe of Judah. The kingdom that shall have no end. We can see that in the story of Nebuchadnezzar's dream. When he saw the statue, the head of gold, which is Babylon, and then you have silver, you have bronze, iron. Those are all the kingdoms of men. The Greco, you see the Greece, Medo-Persia, Rome, and then you see a kingdom at the end that is with miry clay, which has the strength of Rome, but it's not quite as strong as it was before. But it looks like 10 nations or 10 kings come together in the last days based on the Roman Empire. That's what it looks like there, because it's iron mixed with clay. But you see a stone, this is the big thing. Jesus is the stone the builders rejected, the chief cornerstone. The stone hewn without hands, okay? Because we defile God's work when we touch it with ours, with human tools. Even the altar could not be touched with human tools because we defile his work with our work. Okay, that's why we don't add our works to his work. We rest in it because Jesus is our Sabbath. So that stone that came down, the builders rejected, crushed that statue. It demolishes all of man's kingdoms, and he has a kingdom that lasts forever. All right, you guys. God bless.